up, Long Beach? Welcome back to GazetteSports.com. It's Mike.
And JJ, and this More League Track Finals video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company.
So it is, JJ, and man, it was hot at Vets today. As you see the smoke going off there, we've got the league finals as we do every year. We start with the 4x1.
Let's hand out some medals, man. I love this.
There are a lot of medals to be handed out, and Poly's girls team in this 4x1, they're the best team in the nation, so yeah, you could say they're pretty good, JJ. It doesn't hurt to have the nation's fastest girls athlete over 100 meters as their anchor leg. Poly, well out in front of this as Ariana Washington gets her lead and keeps it. They're going to win in 46-48, followed by Wilson and Lakewood.
Yeah, you should already know who Ariana Washington is. You'll see plenty of her in this video, including right here.
Hey, there she is, the nation's fastest blocks weight, possibly ever. We always call this the football relay. We've got 8 more league football guys out there. Gerard Wicks from Poly, plenty of them. Certainly Jordan is basically all football players, and they're out burning it up.
Easier to run between the lines or down the sideline? What do you think?
I think, some of these guys may get a little bit sore and kind of prefer inside the lines maybe here. Poly wins it in 42-18, then Jordan, then Wilson. A dramatic change here as we go from the 4x1 to the girls 1600. It's literally 93 degrees when they start, so, I wouldn't have run it.
I mean, the heat hits everybody differently, so it's kind of like run as you adjust as you run, and there was a lot of changes at the front because of that.
There were. I mean, it certainly was not nice on the runners' bodies, but we did, as spectators, perhaps a little more exciting than you sometimes see with a lot of changes up front. And yet another one here on the last lap as Milliken's Elizabeth Olvera takes first in 5:22, backed up by Pamela Tran of Poly and Annika Cesena of Wilson. Now, the boys' race. Here we go.
Well, it's the same old story as before because it felt like the track was melting at this point.
Yeah, you almost expect to see pieces of rubber sort of like stuck to these kids' shoes. It was so hot out there at this point. Miguel Bautista, the cross-country star, out in front until the last turn.
Whoa, who is that?
That is Lakewood's Jacob Orozco. He is one of the More League's fastest, over 800, so you know he's got a good kick. And sure enough, he kicks very hard down the final straightaway, and he wins Lakewood's only race of the day with an outstanding time of 4:28. Bautista from Poly is going to take second, but what a great race from Orozco, who you got to check the story out to see what he had to say about that one. He really did something special today.
That is impressive. We move on to the hurdles, the girls 100, and it's a runaway.
Kimber Payne, bring the pain. No surprise here, 14:25. That's exactly what you expect from this race. Sort of the same thing in the boys 110. We have another elite athlete here in Milliken's Masana Vilt. He's the cream of the crop.
Left foot forward, Mike.
Putting his left foot forward. He wins it in 14:32. We're certainly going to hear plenty from Viltz, we expect, during CIF and potentially even beyond that. Certainly has a shot at state. We go to the girls 400, kind of expecting a great duel here between 3 great Poly runners, Holly Harris, Britannia Washington, and Jade Lewis, who sure enough, for most of the race, it did kind of look like it was going to come down to those 3.
Yeah, the 400 my favorite because it's not a sprint and it's not a distance run, but you get moments like this, which kind of came out of nowhere, right?
Definitely. You've got those 3. We're all following those 3. There they are out in front. And then Kyla Hawkins just decides she's limelight hungry and decides to eat these track rabbits up here on the final 100. Look at her kicking.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we're not going to see a better close tomorrow in the Derby.
It was very nice. She wins it in 56:47, followed by Harris, Washington, and Lewis. In that order, we go to, that was Wilson's first win in a race of the day. We go to the boys 400, which was less exciting and a little bit more predictable, as Michael Ewell wins it in 49:33.
Very well.
Very well indeed. He holds off the challenge right there. The girls 100, the Sultans of Speed, these are 2 of the best you're going to find anywhere, and they are here in Long Beach in a league meet. Ariana Washington, LaTroya Franklin, but Washington cannot tell a lie. She's pretty fast.
Yeah, 11.82 is pretty darn quick, just cruising.
Right, certainly doesn't even look like she's pushing it hard. The Poly fans loving it. But for the junior and her friend, LaTroya Franklin, those 2 are friends. Obviously, you see the friendly respect here as they give each other a hug. Just sort of what we've come to expect. Ariana Washington, another 100 championship.
To the boys sprint, the boys 100 in even field here, Jordan's John Ross, Malik Brown from Milliken, Gerard Wicks, Austin Gunther, and Demario Stewart from Poly.
Ross took fourth as a sophomore and second as a junior. As he said after this race, he really hates losing, and with a great performance here, a time of 11:02, he avoids being one of the fastest kids ever to not win a race in the Moore League.
Wow, that's almost more impressive than winning it, right?
Yeah, definitely. He needed that one, and he got it. We go to the 800. The weather cooling off a little bit, but
thank goodness.
Yeah, definitely. I still wouldn't want to run in it. You see at 400 meters here, they're kind of still running in a pack. No one wants to kick out too early after seeing what happened in the 1600, but in the final straightaway, Mari Hirscher pulling away. You can see how agonizing this race is on her face as she comes down the straightaway. Our photographer Jim Kayer has a great shot of this in our photo gallery. She wins it in 2:19.
We go to the boys' side, the 800. Chris Polk making his move, and like we said, you have to be careful when you do this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you go out too early, you're liable to end up in third. That was kind of the story of the day.
Or you just end up in a Roscoe's highlight.
Right, exactly. And here comes a Roscoe, but Polk, the sophomore, manages to fight him off to win in 1:54, and he was fired up about it, too. Ready to go, super excited. One of the fastest sophomores in the state in that distance.
We go to the girls' 300 hurdles, and bring the pain, baby!
Kimber Payne, another win, this one 43:51. But a little more drama in the boys' 300 hurdles. You expect Viltz to pull away here, and he was leading, but Wilson's Bayron Manuel really wants to get into the newspaper, and you just gotta watch this. A photo finish, literally.
Wow.
And he has a time Manuel does of 38:38 to win it by 0.04 of a second.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Back to some sprints, the girls 200, and it's just Ari's world. We're just getting used to it at this point.
Yeah, we're all running in it. She is cruising once more. You see here just kind of standard Moore League final stuff for Ariana Washington. She wins it in 23:70. LaTroya Franklin second, 24:35. You're going to see both of them in these races in CIF and Masters and State.
More sprinting, boys 200. Ross is like, slow down. You know you can't catch me.
He gets out in front. John Ross liked winning that 100 so much, he said, shoot, maybe I'll just do that again. He wins it in 21:98. Austin Gunter of Poly takes second.
Girls 3200. My goodness, I'm just going to get tired watching this.
I know. I was tired filming it, to be completely honest with you. Elizabeth Olvera completing, I would say, the hardest sweep of the day. She won the 16 and she wins the 32 with a time of 11:29. Cesena from Wilson in 11:34.
Boys 3200, making a statement is Miguel Batista.
He was not happy about losing that 1600, and he wins the 32 in 9:34.
What?
That's too fast, JJ.
What?
It's too fast to run 2 miles in. I'm boycotting that performance. We go to the final races of the day, the 4x400. The mile relay is always so exciting here in the Moore League because of the depth of speed. Poly, one of the top teams in the nation in this event, so you expect them to get out early. And sure enough, as you see here, they did get themselves a nice lead and are able to bring it home here with a time of 3:51. Wilson taking second with a time of 3:54.
Those clips, the whole new meaning to move past you like you're standing still.
Yes, because I literally was. We go to the boys 4x4. I told Rob Schock I want to get in a cart and go next to these runners, but apparently that's against some kind of a rule. Wilson out fast here. Poly tracking him down. The sophomore Chris Polk, who won that 800, has a huge leg coming up here to put the Poly Jackrabbit. See over there on the, I call that the back nine.
Well, I love that everybody on the infield, as we call it today, this weekend, is watching the race. You look at all these heads. It's just, we have to follow the action.
This is literally the last thing happening after a 7-hour track meet. Poly wins it 3:22. Wilson right behind him. Another great 7-hour Moore League finals meet over at Veteran Stadium. Our apologies to the field athletes who couldn't be in 2 places at once today, and the schedule just didn't make it out. Every one of the champions' names will be in our article, so please check that out.
And we are just getting started here at the GazetteSports.com adopted track and field season, because it's just getting going, because we've got this, and then we've got CIF, and then we've got Masters, and then we've got State, and it's all going to be right here.
Because this is GazetteSports.com, and we are Long Beach Sports.